Action.
Yes, sir. Action.
All right, action. Well, I'm really excited to have this time to kind of talk about the evolution of this new rib called Edgy from Mudtools. I'm really excited to be and honored to be part of this collaboration, slight collaboration with Mudtools, Michael Sherrill, Avery Sherrill, and the rest of the crew. And just wanted to kind of give a little talk and explain what kind of what I feel is happened along through this process and how we got to this point. And we're excited. I'm excited that Mudtools is launching this tool at the 2025 in Sika in Salt Lake City. So yeah, it's a brand new tool for Mudtools, and really excited to be a part of it. And very honored to be working with Michael Sherrill and the legacy and history that he has created in tool making in the American clay industry. So yeah, so in back in 2005 when I entered the kind of small production clay making and doing art fairs and festivals, I was looking for a way to turn my slab created functional pieces into having a little more elevating their quality and the depth of the work. And so I started kind of researching ways of kind of taking care of this edge, because as you can see, a lot of times when you make a slab constructed piece, you get this really kind of blunt, kind of unwelcoming edge. And so what I wanted to do was kind of soften this edge and round this edge to make it almost look like it had the quality of you're using a wheel to kind of clean up the edge. And so I discovered I had one of these ribs that I wasn't using from Mudtools, and this is back in 2005. So you can see how the color change has a little bit, kind of started to age it a little bit, but it's still very functional after 20 years of use. And you can see how it kind of wore down a little bit, and it was really the tool that I used to kind of, you can see what the edge of my slabs would look like. So as it wore, kind of slightly wore down. But the benefit was this material, the material that these ribs are made out of, real high quality poly that really resisted this really groggy, kind of toothy clay. And so it really kind of, where the other tools that I was using from the market would wear out like within 2 to 3 months. And this one kind of maintained its shape and quality throughout that process. So in 2014, when I started GR Pottery Forms, I needed to have a rib that I could sell to other people as I was doing workshops and demos. And so I approached Michael Sherrill about if it was okay, if he's okay with me cutting the ribs in half. And I and he was definitely sure of that. He wasn't really ready to invest in making new dies to make the tool at this point, and kind of started to start the conversation of making a tool that could handle that. So in this time in 2014, between 2005 and 2014, there was an evolution of they had remade, I believe they had remade, I'm not sure exactly what year they remade the dies for the ribs, but the rib now had a slightly larger oval that made it more comfortable to use in your fingers. And so yeah, so it had this big. So I went to Michael right away and said, "Hey, is there any way we can make a smaller notch, like maybe on the side?" We came up with some tool designs along the way that maybe it was something that had little notches in the top of a rib, so that way you could still use the bottom edge, or just kind of these fish-looking edges. Or here was a really good one that Michael had made for me in the process of making 3 different notches in this half-cut one. Fast forward to 2022-23, we began to have conversations about like how can Mudtools make a tool. And at this time, Mudtools had all the equipment in house and could make dies and create their own extruded pieces. And so this was the first prototype that Avery sent me, that he 3D printed out of plastic material to kind of get approval for what this tool would look like. and I was really happy with it. It's definitely a little thicker, but I think that will add to its kind of durability and quality. But which then, just now, this is hot off the press. Hasn't even been marketed yet or launched, but here is the Edgy tool, which has 4 different notches, and there's a little dot system to make sure to authenticate the mud tool has made it, and it's really nice to kind of know these dot systems by the size. And it says Cheryl Mud Tools on the other side, but really fun tool that I'm excited to use and kind of show everybody and be a part of this. So again, I thanks to the Cheryl family and Mud Tools, as and we're really excited to use this and try it out. So let's just kind of experiment here on a few pieces. These are some forms made with the Wally form, with this kind of walled edge. And you can see how I have kind of 2 different ways of kind of dealing with this edge. But I think this will really work well for this piece. So first I'm going to do is I'm going to go around, I'm going to clean up the edges with, let's move this out of the way a second for a little extra space. I like to put it on top of the form itself to kind of lift it up so we don't get crumbs all over it. And I can now kind of smooth and kind of even out this edge with this shredder tool made by Mud Tools, actually. It's a nice kind of combination. And I can't quite get this inside, so then I just use a wire tool to kind of soften this edge. And kind of remove some of the clay. So now we kind of have this kind of rounded edge. And you see why I want to try to put it on the form so we don't get all these clay crumbs all over the top. And now we can kind of pick which particular groove we want. And look, like this is number 4. I'm just going to start with this one. It's the largest one. This clay started out as a 1/2 inch. It's shrunk down slightly. But now what I can do is I can now kind of go over this edge and kind of round and shape that edge to my desired quality here. Yes, and it's a really nice way to kind of smooth out those edges. And I like to come back with just my little number 0 rib, and then just kind of smooth and burnish, blend in all those marks that are created before and after. So real nice way to make kind of a wall dish for holding your jewelry or holding your salsa. All kinds of options. This will be a good example of how you can see how the before looks. With a little bit of love and cleanup here, you can make this add some value to this chunk of clay. So I always leave a little extra clay so that I can shape it, kind of blend it all together. And it's really nice that this round shredder tool just kind of glides along that surface. Removes kind of the unwanted clay and makes a nice shape. Before I fully commit to the edge, I want to make sure I have this edge kind of smooth. I'll just take a regular rib and blend in that movement. And now this edge is pretty similar, so I'm going to still start with that number 4. I'm just going to smooth off that edge. Look at how nice and smooth that makes that. So a lot of times we try to make it nice and smooth right from the beginning. It's almost impossible. So we got to do it from these stages, and this tool really helps to make that final stage really effective. I think it's a great exercise in like persistence and patience. And also, you know, you might think your neighbor might be making the piece next to you, and you want to try to make them think that you're not this beginner level potter. Um, but in the end, you just gotta, once you have your finished piece, that's really at the end of the day who will be set apart. How that finished piece, how it goes through that firing. I might make it a little bit of adjustment here. You can see this side's a little narrower than this side, so no problem. I can just remove a little more clay. Take off a little bit on the bottom. It's a little closer. It's always interesting because like you make one adjustment, then you got to make more adjustments, right? So I think I'm happy with that. So let's just clean up these edges here again. These sides are already done. One final kind of clean up here. There we go. There's our finished piece. You know, we can work on this for days and days. There we go. There we go. That's kind of fun.